Structure of DNA. As we know, DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, which acts as genetic material in most of living organisms except some RNA viruses, for example, retroviruses. Fragment of DNA which is functional is called gene and is a unit of heredity. Sequence of gene transcribed into mRNA and then translated into protein. Damage in the DNA can be repaired using DNA repair system naturally in the cell. DNA is polymer of 4 different nucleotides. Nucleotide is made up of pentose sugar, nitrogenous base, while nucleotide is made up of pentose sugar, nitrogenous base and phosphate group. So the difference between nucleoside and nucleotide. Nucleoside, pentose sugar and nitrogenous base, and nucleotide, pentose sugar, nitrogenous base and phosphate group. DNA consists of deoxyribonucleic acids, while RNA consists of ribonucleic acids. So, sugar here. Deoxyribose is cyclic pentose having 5 carbon and occur in DNA, while ribose sugar occurs in RNA. Carbons in the sugar are noted as 1' to 5'. A nitrogen atom of the nitrogenous base binds to C1 of sugar by N-glycosidic bond, and the phosphate group binds to C5 by phosphoester bond to make the nucleotide. The nucleotide is therefore phosphate C5, sugar C1, nitrogen base. We can see here in the figure the two sugars, deoxyribose sugar, which is a pentose sugar having 5 carbons and is observed in DNA, while ribose sugar observed in RNA is another pentose sugar. Now, nitrogenous bases. Nitrogenous bases are nitrogen containing aromatic heterocyclic compounds. Purines and pyrimidines are 2 different types of nitrogenous bases found in DNA and RNA. Adenine, guanine, are purines, while cytosine, thymine, and uracil are pyrimidines. So in this figure, here structure of purine, pyrimidine, adenine, guanine, cytosine, thymine, and uracil we can see. Chargaff's rule. While constructing the hypothetical model of DNA, the previous work related with the nature of DNA and what might be the constituents and all, different scientists worked on this, and by using the findings, Watson and Crick became successful in proposing the hypothetical model of DNA. So here scientist named as Chargaff, he studied different organisms and formulated some rules, and these rules are known as Chargaff's rules. So Chargaff's rule states that DNA from any cell of any organism has a 1:1 ratio of pyrimidine and purine bases. More specifically, the amount of guanine, a purine base, is equal to cytosine, a pyrimidine base, and amount of adenine, a purine base, is equal to thymine, a pyrimidine base. So a base pair is composed of pyrimidine base and purine base, and that's why A pairs with T and C pairs with G, or adenine pairs with thymine and cytosine pairs with guanine. This pattern is found in both strands of DNA and is responsible for base pairing rule, which states that adenine always pairs with thymine and guanine always pairs with cytosine. The amount of adenine released is equal to the total amount of thymine, and similarly the amount of cytosine is equal to the total amount of guanine. It means A equals T and G equals C, or adenine is equal to thymine and cytosine, amount of cytosine is equal to guanine. Chargaff's rule also states that in natural DNA, the base ratio A upon T is close to unity, that is equal to 1, and C upon G is also close to unity, that is equal to 1. It means A by T is equal to C by G is equal to 1, or unity. In the same manner, we can say adenine plus guanine is equal to thymine plus cytosine. And also, as per Chargaff's rule, adenine plus cytosine equals to guanine plus thymine. This is what related with Chargaff's findings. Now, by taking into consideration the previous findings related with the genetic material, scientists they were of the opinion that no doubt DNA is the genetic material to transfer characters from one generation to the another generation. So by taking into consideration the previous work related with this genetic material, American biologist J.D. Watson and British physicist F.H.C. Crick proposed three-dimensional model of physiological DNA on the basis of X-ray diffraction data of DNA obtained previously by Franklin and Wilkins. For this discovery, Watson, Crick and Wilkins got Nobel Prize in Medicine in year 1962. Actually, this model was proposed by Watson and Crick in year 1953, and for this valuable discovery they got Nobel Prize in Medicine in 1962. So here in this figure you can see the double helical model of DNA. The important features of Watson and Crick's model or double helix model of DNA we will see here. DNA molecule, it consists of two polynucleotide chains. See here, it's one and this is second. Two polynucleotide chains. Also we can call it as a strands. And they are spirally twisted around each other. They are spirally twisted around each other. See, like this, spirally twisted around each other. And coiled around a common axis to form right-handed double helix. Second important feature or distinguishing feature of this double helical model given by Watson and Crick is these two strands are anti-parallel. That is, they run in opposite directions so that 3' end of one chain, see here, 3' end of one chain facing the 5' end of other. This one 5'. So 3' and 5' they come together, and that's why these two strands they are anti-parallel. Third distinguishing feature, the sugar phosphate backbones remain on outside while core of the helix contains purine and pyrimidine bases. See, this is core of helix. So it contains purine and pyrimidine bases. And backbone, it contains, this is backbone. So in it, sugar and phosphates, they are there. To two strands are held together by hydrogen bonds between purine and pyrimidine bases of the opposite strands. Next distinguishing feature, that is base composition of DNA. So DNA obey Chargaff's rule. So according to which A pairs with T, see here, A pairs with T by two hydrogen bonds. A pairs with T, and in between adenine and thymine there are two hydrogen bonds. And G pairs with C, see here, G pairs with C, or cytosine pairs with guanine, and there are three hydrogen bonds in between, guanine and cytosine. Next feature is diameter of DNA. So this is diameter 20 nanometer or 20 angstrom is the diameter of this double helix. Adjacent bases are separated by 0.34 nanometer. In between two adjacent bases, see this and this one. So distance is 0.32 nanometer along the axis. And length of complete turn of helix, see from here to here, length of complete turn of helix is 3.4 nanometer or 34 angstrom. It means there are 10 base pairs per turn. DNA helix has shallow groove, also it is called as a minor groove here, and a deep groove, that is major groove across the length. Some more characteristic features or distinguishing features of DNA are as follows. Amount of DNA per nucleus is constant in all somatic cells of given species. Total amount of DNA per nucleus is constant in total amount of DNA in haploid genome is characteristic of each organism and is known as C value. Only small fraction of DNA is functional in eukaryotes. DNA is chemical basis of heredity and is organized into genes. DNA replicates to form DNAs and transcribes to form RNAs. DNA replication occurs in S phase of cell cycle. DNA replication is semi-conservative, in which two daughter DNA molecules are formed. Each receives one of parental strand and one new strand. One strand directs synthesis called template strand or antisense or non-coding strand. The other strand is called coding or non-template, or also called as a nonsense strand, which has same sequence as RNA transcript. DNA has many repeated base sequences and commonly called as a satellite DNA. DNA can easily undergo melting or denaturation and renaturation with any change in pH, temperature and salt concentration. DNA can be synthesized in vitro, that is in the laboratory.